Hi. I'm pretty sure we have seen a lot of movies over the years, and some movie really sticks in. There are only two reasons why, though, right? One, so good, it really gives you an experience of a lifetime. Second, it really. Now, gladly, this video we will not be discussing the great movie ever made. Or are we? Let's get into the video and find out, and I'll let you be the judge. Boop. In the Name of the King is the 2007 Uwe Ball epic where he finally gave the world what it's always wanted. Lord of the Rings, but really shitty, and with Ray Liotta's character from Goodfellas, who's also an evil wizard. People claim it's the worst movie they have ever seen. But is it really? Yes. Oh God, yes. It's complete dog shit. I'm going to be fair though and list the positives. Jason Statham. Now, the negatives. Literally everything else.
You make my bosom jiggle.
Statham's character is a farmer who goes by the name Farmer.
What did they call him before he was a farmer?
They used to call him Boy.
He has a son who is a whiny little shit.
Chicken again.
And a wife who's just terrible.
I make them pay more because I'm a woman.
The movie starts out strong with Statham unleashing an ungodly amount of spin kicks on a group of Ninja Turtles. While this is happening, Statham's son is killed and his wife is taken prisoner. If the movie had ended there, it would be heralded as an all-time masterpiece. But unfortunately, it somehow still drags on for another 2 hours. Burt Reynolds is the king who goes by King, but Statham gives zero shit and tells him to get fucked.
You dare defy your king's wishes.
Then, the king's Magus, who they call Magus, goes to talk to Statham, and he tells him to get fucked.
Does it occur to you there may be events of greater importance?
Nah, doesn't occur to me.
Ray Liotta plays the main villain, and he somehow eclipses Tara's Reid
The up kind of use constellations to pinpoint a geographical location.
in giving the worst performance in an Uwe Ball movie.
Beyond good and bad. These are childish ideas. Where would I stop if I showed your friends mercy?
He's working with the king's nephew, the Duke, who goes by Duke, to try and take over the kingdom.
You must put your little plan into action.
Together, they poison the king.
Your Majesty.
But the king ends up being just fine.
They'll find it's not so easy to kill a king.
Which makes the whole thing completely pointless. While trying to rescue Statham's wife, they get caught by the tree woman and have to fight them to the death. Wait, no. They let them go. And this was completely fucking pointless. The Three Stooges continue to embarrass themselves and are again captured. Statham himself is knocked unconscious, worried that this shit might actually be making sense. Don't worry, it never does.
There are some things you can't take back.
We get the most nonsensical scene of all time. Liotta decides instead of killing Statham, he's going to get some answers out of him instead. The only problem is that when he's asking questions, he's actively hanging him.
I can't see past your scowl. Why is that?
How the fuck he's supposed to answer your question if he can't even breathe, you goddamn moron?
Who are you?
He's just a farmer, you jackass. He doesn't know he's the king's son yet. Then to top it off, Leotis suddenly stops caring.
Some riddles aren't worth solving.
And then basically gives his sword to Statham, whose hands are tied behind his back. He then kills him and cuts himself. How can anyone take a villain that seriously after that shit show? So Leotis says, fuck this. I don't want to be here anyways. I dare you to fire me. And wears a black leather jacket that really doesn't fit in for the whole rest of the movie. Magus then reveals that Statham is the king's son.
He is your son.
30 years ago, Magus told the king that his 3-year-old son had been killed in a massacre, which is really fucked up.
Sometimes the gods know what is best for us.
But somehow the king isn't even bothered by this.
You better be sure.
So now the Duke's plan is to just tell everyone that the king is dead and he's in charge.
Fight today. In the name of your king. Fight for me.
He takes a group of soldiers to join up with the turtles.
Your new allies.
These are Krug.
And plan to attack their own castle.
Tomorrow you will burn Castle M.
Somehow they go along with this, and everyone is shocked. Then it turns out the king is still alive and doesn't want to attack his own home.
Will never be king. Not now. Not ever.
So the Duke goes ahead with his plan using just the evil turtles, and we get the weirdest battle you have ever seen that includes ninja whose black outfits are really blended with the trees, giant slingshots that insult your intelligence, and turtles lighting themselves on fire before catapulting themselves into trees. We at least get to see Statham murdering the fuck out of everything that moves. And this really awkward exchange.
Fight like dogs.
Yes, sir.
The battle goes on for what feels like forever, but nothing important happens until the end when the Duke fires an arrow into the king's chest before escaping. Statham runs across the turtle's head in a believable and realistic way. And then the tree woman turns into Spider-Man. And capture the Duke, making his escape in the first place just another thing that was completely pointless. Now we see Turtle's stronghold, and holy shit, how did they not get sued for this? The only thing that makes sense is you can't get sued for copyright infringement if nobody sees your fucking movie. Anyways, instead of killing the Duke for all the treason he did, the commander challenges him to a duel. While they're dueling, some jackass yells out,
The king is dead! The king is dead! King Conrad has died! I am your king!
wait, how is he the king?
Long live the king!
He just attacked the kingdom and murdered the old king.
Hip hip huzzah!
Luckily, Magus is there to tell everyone.
Our beloved King Conrad passed away. Murdered by his nephew.
How did nobody know that he did it in the front of everybody? Even if he didn't see that, They all knew he led the attack, so he's responsible anyways, you fucking idiots. This movie's starting to piss me off, so let's move on. So, Statham's the king now, which is somehow just a tiny detail that is never mentioned again.
Stand up.
So, they decide this is one of the movies where if you kill the main villain, his entire army will immediately die or fuck off somewhere or something. It's very poorly explained.
Asghar, the kingdom is saved.
Statham and Megas are going to sneak in through the back and decide to bring along the two most worthless people they have. First is Megas' daughter, that Megas doesn't want to join them.
Well, you've made your point now. Go back to the castle.
And one of the tree ladies who would be a huge help in the forest, but useless inside a mountain, which happens to be where they're going. So whatever, they continue to do smart things and enter one at a time. The Megas goes first, which gives us this incredible fight scene where he and Leota just stand there, finally realizing what a terrible turn his career has taken since the actual Lord of the Rings. He dies of humiliation.
How could I have been so stupid?
Then Statham, in the worst CGI you will ever see, literally just flinging himself into the side of the mountain. Somehow he manages to grab onto something, but goddamn, that's the dumbest plan that I have ever seen. Now it's her turn. Apparently she teleported too. So why the fuck were you just standing there? She can't do anything, so she leaves, and everyone wonders why the fuck she was there in the first place. So while they explain that sneaking in was the only way to win,
If the sword fails, the dagger may succeed.
they still attack there with their army. Anyways, why? Because that's what happened in The Lord of the Rings. And Uwe Boll is a total hack. He makes it nighttime and raining, just like in the Two Towers. Even though on literally the other side of the mountain, it's sunny and clear. Whatever, so the prisoner in the mountain are rebelling. But who fucking cares? Statham shows up and has a sword fight against Leota, who uses his magic and traps Statham in books. I have never actually seen the Harry Potter movies, but I still feel like this was stolen from that. Even if it wasn't, it still was. So his wife stabs him through the back and Statham slits his throat, which makes all the turtle instantly turn around and leave, making the entire battle outside and the rebellion inside, just like everything else in the movie, completely freaking pointless. Countless lives would have been saved if they just did nothing instead. So, how does Statham do as a new king? I guess we'll never know, because the credit immediately start rolling. If you don't think that In the Name of the King is the worst movie ever, then